Oh, excuse me. Welcome back to Gategully, the shattered ruins of Gategully. A Dwarf Let's Play of dubious competence by Mike of Nearly Enough Dice. I did decide to let things run on a little bit, but then I had a glance at Dwarf Therapist and what Dwarf Therapist was telling me. What Dwarf Therapist was telling me is that I have exactly one adult in the base. Well, one kind of. I do have one other adult, but I think he's broken. Not showing his wounds there, but he's not really well. So he's not tantruming anymore, as he shouldn't be. Quite content. And so there is the vaguest possibility, but that's it. I mean either. Oh, hang on. Unpause. There we go. So either at this point, this is where things are going to get better, or things are not. So we've got someone who might actually be able to function, at least in some degree. Just quickly checking that they've got any hauling kind of things. I'll just add duties to this individual. Oh, actually no, what I do need to make sure that they do. Lost Dwarf Therapist already. Health care. They need to do health care. They need to do all the health care. Even the fact that, I mean, obviously they've got absolutely no ability there at all. But they're sleeping at the minute. So shh, don't wake them. Be very, very quiet. We want them to get a nice restful sleep. And all that's left... yeah, I suspect I know what's going on here, because if I go to... Oh no, if I go to... I was supposed to say, if I go to you, then I have very... Oh, look at all of them. I've got all these dwarves. But I have a sneaking suspicion that they are, in fact... They're all broken in some way. His guts is rotten. So they may actually not really properly show up, because I've got like a few people who are, you know, berserk peasants and things like that. So I rather suspect I can't actually control any of these people. The other possibility is that they have in fact died, and I don't actually know that. I don't know. Maybe Dwarf Therapist just isn't picking up on something. But even with that, I just don't have anybody. What I'm reasonably tempted to do is chuck everyone. In fact, what I think I am going to do that is I'm going to chuck absolutely everybody into the woodcutters. The only people I've got available. Ah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I can't put this Tanner into the. Oh, they're already in the woodcutter squad, are they? Oh, I see. I couldn't put Olin in because Olin is now a militia commander. I could put that person in. So I'm now going to put the Marks Dwarves. Actually, I'm just going to cancel the station. They don't exist anymore. The woodcutters are going to be on active training. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is that they should then. What I want them to do is pick up equipment. Specifically, I want them to pick up all their armor and that. Does not look like they're going to be doing that. Because the idea being that if they've got armor, then they're just that little bit less likely to just die. But I think I'm gradually running out of people. I was thinking especially some of these people just don't actually exist. I'm down to 18 dwarves according to this, according to Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Therapist thinks I'm down to fewer than that, but there you go. I don't know what I wanted. So my mare's resting. Picking up equipment. Oh yeah, that's my mace dwarf. I don't know why he's red. So off they go through the hideous miasma. There should be a fair amount of equipment for them to pick up. Don't know why they're moving so slowly. So yeah, I mean, I do have this advantage that now that I got so few dwarves, my frame rate's actually not too bad. Although, quite frankly, it's quite clear that it's not just my dwarf problem, because I have like less than 20 dwarves now, and so my frame rate is still really appalling. So it must be due to other things. So yeah, it is basically between this and that's pretty much this one guy is all there is between the fort is completely crumbling into complete ruin. There should be lots of gear for him to pick up. And I'm fairly sure. Let's quickly check. Now here's the thing. I'm not quite sure where you looked this up. What I'm looking for is a thing that says. What I'm looking for is a thing that says. When you aren't in there's a thing that says outside of being in the military, what do you do? Yeah? Do you keep your armor on, or do you not? And I cannot remember where that is found. It might not be there. B. No, I can't remember where it is. But I think, but I'm not sure. I think that is done. That's been set up. So it's got steel shield, steel chain leggings, and a backpack. Steel mail shirts. There should be breastplates and stuff all over the place. Oh well. Pretty much all I can do is so make him inactive so he can actually do other things. 5 by 10er again. So what I'm hoping is that this tanner will now keep the steel, so that they will be armored. So if any of the other there's a berserk dwarf around there somewhere, so they'll remain armored. I can't do anything about my mare because my mare is broken. No, I wanted to go here. You is what I wanted to do. Find my mare is like, I don't think my mare's going to make it. I suspect my mare's going to die of dehydration. because it all depends on whether or not my Tanner has it together to follow and go and deal with that. Still looks like they're going to be doing their individual combat drill. Which is slightly irritating. So I've lost there. There's another dwarf. Gone. What's mine? Down to 15. So, allegedly that dwarf still exists. But they're not showing up on Dwarf Therapist that I can see, which is interesting. I think we're following Zephron. Got a lot of names, which I rather suspect means that they've killed a bunch of people. That's not what I meant to do. V, that's what I wanted. K. Ha! Whoa! 31 notable kills. And killed a cave crawler. Wow. And some of the other dwarves also have quite... Yeah, they've got lots of names. You know, the more names you have, the more, you know, it's... wow. Wow. That's slightly frightening. But I can't find that person on yeah, I can't find that individual. Plus because they're dehydrated, drowsy, and miserable, so I suspect they're not long for this world. There are drinks all over the place here, so they really should be able to find alcohol. But yeah, they have no reason to be dehydrated, to be perfectly honest. But you know, yeah, people are dying of dehydration here. It's because they literally just can't crawl the 2 steps to the. Pause again. They literally just can't find. They can't walk those 2 steps to get to where they need to get to. So many dead bodies. So I've gone from 215. So I've lost 200 dwarves. Possibly more. There may be dead folk who simply haven't been found yet. It may be as simple as they just haven't been found yet. Dear me. I don't think following that person is going to make me happy at all. This person is doing individual combat drill, despite the fact that they are currently not in a squad. Well, at least the squad they're in is inactive. But that doesn't seem to be stopping them at all. Customize nickname Soul Survivor. There you go. That's not silly at all. Well, this may be the most entertaining episode that there's ever been. I'm considering. I really have a couple of choices here. One is to desperately hope that somehow we can last long enough that migrants arrive. I mean, pretty much exactly all I can do is hope migrants arrive. And thus things pick up. More dead dwarfs down to 13. Right, I'm actually going to get to the noble screen, and I'm going to make, because the mayor's not going to be doing anything. So I'm going to make specifically I'm going to make the broker this guy, and the bookkeeper this guy. It's pretty more. I mean, there's not a huge amount of point having having a manager at all, to be perfectly honest. Right, and what I generally do is I set this to, and that should be enough. So the mayor's griping about the dining room and they want catapult parts, but they're not going to get either of those things. Let's be fair, or clear, really. So at this point I really have done as much as I can do, and all I can really do is just sit here and wait for stuff to happen. It is late autumn. I'm probably not going to get a caravan at winter, or migrants at winter. But that is absolutely the only thing that can possibly help. But I also don't think it's going to happen because I think that outpost. I think the other problem is the outpost liaison, who is just sitting in the dining room and not doing a goddamn thing. I think I need that person to head back home and report on what's going on. But they're not going to do that until they get a meeting with somebody, and the mayor's currently resting in the hospital and about to die of thirst. Let's see. I don't think I can replace. I can replace the mayor. Well, I think I really ought to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the. Ooh. That made something happen. Right. This might be what I want, because I think when the mayor was resting, the liaison didn't want to do anything with them. But now I've given them a mayor that is not resting, it is possible that they will be able to make something happen. So that's cool. So we'll leave them to that. And I'm going to go down here. And what the hell? What the hell? These will be the new mayoral qualities. Mayoral everythings. So that's everything. That's that. All I can really hope is that this meeting does in fact happen. Well, Instead, it's just going to store items in bins and things. Yes, and now I've got ghosts, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about the ghosts. Right. Go find, go and grab the mare. And I'm actually going to take away just everything. Okay, so the only thing they will do is mayoral things. Because what I desperately need this individual to do is have that meeting, which is good, so that the fortress liaison will go back and report on what's going on, which will be A, the fortress is full of wealth, B, the fortress is completely empty and could do with a ton of migrants. I don't know why I'm hanging on. I really don't. I mean, I could just, declare the fortress dead, but well, I think while there's one person left, I really kind of have to at least try. I really clearly needed to set up my stockpiles better, and maybe I'll do that next time. Make sure that all the feeder stockpiles, just none of them, use bins or barrels. Things like that. But if the Fortress Liaison gets their meeting, then I have something resembling a chance. Basically the main jobs will be, for any immigrants, is haul corpses. Do nothing else with haul corpses. Engrave slabs, so that I can put ghosts to rest as soon as. Because there are a lot of ghosts. There's 200 dead dwarves, so there could be anything up to 200 dead ghosts, which is just going to be aggravating in the extreme. So long as this new mayor remains in charge, and stays alive, then there is some vague hope. I'm also missing animals because they've not been grazed properly. They're you need a really huge amount of grazing area, and I haven't set out enough, to be perfectly honest. Down to 11. Notice that being outside noticeably noticeably breaks my frame rate. That is interesting. More piles of junk. Yeah, being outside makes a noticeable difference when it comes to the frame rate. How very interesting. Right. Where's my mare? He's still storing an item in the bin. What has he got? He's got a finished goods bin, which means he could be just looking at. He could be just anything that he's. It could just be absolutely anything at all that he's going after. I see the liaison is obviously trying to stay as close to the mayor as possible, and has interpreted that rather literally. Even if there's a wall in the way, whatever. So should be interesting to see what happens. I would quite like them to stop the mayor to stop this particular task, but obviously, the mayor is going to do the task, until it's done. And given that they're dragging an entire bin full of finished items, that may well take a little bit of time. Well, it looks like they've picked something relatively close. Possibly they've got that. It's literally that sock that they're picking up. Oh, no, I'm assuming it's a sock. No, it's not that one. Was it that one? Hard to tell with all the miasma. I would quite like a mode in Dwarf Fortress where you can see through miasma or something, because it's quite, it can be quite difficult to know what to do when you get a whole bunch of miasma. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. I think he's picking up several items, but not, you know, they're like, so would have picked up one from that stack, as opposed to, you know, the whole thing. But who knows? More dead folk. Down to 10. Hopefully what is going to happen is this individual is going to put this bin back in the stockpile and we'll be done with it. And we will be able to get on with our lives. Because I mean, the only hope for Gategully is for him to take that meeting. So put this in the stockpile, take that meeting, and get the liaison on its way, on his and or her way. I mean, that's pretty much my only hope here. If I was recording this the old way I used to record with Fraps, then I would let this run out and just speed it all up. But I'm using a different system. I'm using something called Open Broadcaster software. And for reasons that I don't quite understand, the format of file it produces, while it loads up to YouTube just fine and dandy, does not get on very well with my version of my editing software. So it just takes forever to try and encode. And if I was going to do something, I'd have to re-encode it entirely separately. Which, I mean, if this was like proper video of like people and stuff, I might think, oh no, I will lose quality. But it must be said, Dwarf Fortress is not exactly a high fidelity game, so I'm probably okay there. This is a problem. That ghost might cause problems. But no, the ghost is wandering off. Yeah, so I have to spend, I have to re-encode it, which will take a certain amount of time, then go in and do the editing, which won't take that much time. You just literally find the point where I want to speed things up and then do that. But then I have to export it from my video editing software and probably re-encode it again, because the files that tend to come out of that are quite big and thus a pain in the everything to upload to YouTube. Did you just get in the way, you idiot liaison? Have you slowed things up? Oh. Come on, you can do this, you can do this. And I don't know whether they're going to drop it into this finished goods stockpile or this finished goods stockpile. Be one or the other. I just kind of have to assume it's this one. Because obviously it's going to be the one that's most inconvenient to me. Right, now, he's being a mayor, but he doesn't have a job at this precise second. So I'm hoping that at some point he's going to say, oh, I've got a job to do. And that job will be take meeting. And that might be what's happening now. Because taking a meeting with the liaison may or may not show up as a, intention. When they've got it, like it's a, store item in stockpile that was showing up down here, that might not show up. So as exciting as this is, watching this guy wander through, and you've done that again, you idiot, watching this guy just wander through the halls of Gategully, there's the vague possibility that this is in fact going to be the meeting that we need to happen to enable Gategully to survive. So I'm feeling a bit tense. I don't know about you, my audience, but upon this does a whole bunch rest. Doing some very strange pathfinding. I wonder, I've set this whole corridor to be, you know, high traffic, so maybe what I wanted to do is have one thing in the middle for low traffic, so they don't feel the need to drift from side to side as they have been doing. Poor liaison doesn't know where it's going, because obviously, I mean, the liaison shouldn't know where they're going. Were I ever to make my own dwarf fortress, I quite like the idea that somehow, I mean, I'm somehow the dwarves would come up with their own paths. I'm thinking of something like ant trails, where ants do this thing where they drop pheromones as they go. So if they're the way they, there we go, it's looking promising. Yes! Latest news from Oilsvine is that a few months ago the site was conquered by the Wraith Offences. A few months ago, refugees calling themselves the Lancers of Scarring fled from the area just for an army of the Sin of Pelts, led by the goblin Olisai. Melt Perfect descended upon the place. Okay. What do we want? Oh god. All the merchants is what we actually want. Not merchants. Migrants. Same letter, starts with the same letter. We are probably actually okay for food. But I'm just going to say, just in case. I mean, drinks I was always okay with, actually. But this is really irritating. I still hate this particular... Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. Look over the documents. It's fine. I trust you. Yeah, we're never doing that. I have never ever done that. Yeah, off you go, off you trot. Oh, that's interesting. Why is he storing stuff in stockpiles? He should not have that lever enabled. Interesting. But that's the liaison off, which is something I desperately needed to do. And report back. And that's the only way I'm going to get migrants. It's either that or wait for the remaining children who haven't died to grow up and stuff like that. Not thinking of that as being particularly likely. But while I'm here, steel is right. Steel, but not much else. That's interesting. He seems to have dropped absolutely everything else. So steel chain legging, giant leather backpack, legging, shield, flail. He's hauling the flail. He's not carrying the flail. He's hauling it. As in, he's not wielding it. And he's thrown up on himself. That's just delicious. Anyway, preferences labour. So put him back on hauling, which he was seeming to do anyway, and all the healthcare. And I just leave him from that. Follow him. He's the only one doing anything interesting, so let's follow the bugger. Oh look, okay, looks like he's putting the... Oh, he's taking his bloody clothes off, which I don't want him to do. Hell's balls. I think that's what he's doing. Okay, so equip. What options do I have? So on view customize, on assign. Now the thing is, it's trying to find out. There's a thing that says. I'm sure there's a thing that says carry it no matter what. Shield, weapon, replace clothing. Arg, this is irritating. So if you customize assign uniforms, pre-assignments, Shift P. No, that's not what I want. View customize. I'm sure there's a thing somewhere that says I'm sure there's a thing that says somewhere don't keep it even when I swear that this is true somewhere, but I cannot work out where I would find this. Very irritating. I have to quickly look this up off screen, because again I have not loaded up my browser. And the dwarf is the mayor's going to be very upset if he has to take all his clothes off, which is what I think he's doing. I think he's storing all his military gear, and he's going to be upset because then he's going to be wandering around naked, which is, you know, probably no good for anybody. But what I desperately need for him to be doing is I need to find that option that says keep your uniform on even when you're not actually active, and I thought I'd already set that, but clearly not. Read. Okay, wearing armor over clothing could cause problems as some civilian clothing will conflict with military counterparts. Armor counts of clothing doors will not get bad thoughts if only wearing armor. Changing equipment. I'm just trying to. I'm absolutely certain there's a way of them keeping their armor on. Man, because I have a sneaking suspicion that what the dwarf is doing at the minute is just divesting himself of all his military gear. I mean, I don't mind him putting his putting his weapon down and stuff, which is what it looks like he did. Oh no, he's hauling a door. Oh, okay, I don't think doesn't look like I need to panic then. He's just hauling doors. Which is fine. So he's probably going to go deep down underground to place that door down there. Lost more children. Down to 8. Now, admittedly, that's what Dwarf Therapist thinks I've got. Dwarf Therapist thinks I've got 8 people. I wonder if that is just me finally finding... all the dead people have been discovered, and so we now know exactly how many, people are alive and dead. Right, so I'm going to leave, now that I don't have to panic about my mare stripping naked and getting upset. I'm going to leave things there, and I'm just going to let things run and see what happens, and if anything exciting happens, I'll start up again, and you'll be able to see all of the thrilling action. Now, what I'm hoping for is some migrants, obviously, but we will see. So, thanks very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you have, and find us at www.nearlyenoughddice.com for our role-playing game themed podcast and blog. And I do hope you join me again next time for more thrilling, seeing one individual left in Gategully action. And if so, until then, please have yourselves a very lone dwarf in Gategully kind of day. No, don't do that. That sounds like a terrible, terrible day. Have a really nice day full of surrounded by lovely people and huge amounts of food and alcohol in a legendary dining room. I think that sounds better. I think you should do that instead.